Morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folarin. Okay, now let's look at the. Yesterday we looked at the, at the aftermath, if you want, of the APC primaries in Ekiti. Okay, now we've had the PDP primaries, and we'll be looking at that as well. My guest this morning is Steve Adaramoye, a lawyer and political affairs analyst. Thank you very, very much for coming on, Steve.
Thank you very much
for
having me.
Indeed. Well, at least the way it looks is that it went quite well for the PDP. The kind of, shall I say, disarray experienced in the former one was not very much in evidence here, right?
Yeah.
Tell me, Steve, what do you think about the whole process in Ekiti? The deputy governor has emerged as a candidate, so he definitely is going to be among the leading candidates. Now, there's nothing wrong, is there, with the governor, vying for office?
Actually, I congratulate Professor Kolapo Olushola for emerging as a PDP candidate. And as far as yesterday something is concerned, it is most highly commendable. There's no doubt about that very fact. The decorum, the sanity, that greeted, the orderliness that greeted the primaries.
So it seems like they are quite organized.
Very, extremely so. But actually, we must not, as far as yesterday is concerned, it is very, very, very commendable. And I would think that that level of sanity that was received there, I think is a product of one thing. One, the rowdiness that occurred in the the thuggery, the rowdiness, the disorderliness that happened, that attended the APC primary. I think that is what made those people to think that we should try as much as possible to get around that very organized. We should not actually take away our mind from when the Cuban governor emerged as the governor of the state. Even I remember vividly when the man, his party, PDP, said, let us have a consensus candidate. When on the day they were to meet over there, I remember vividly that on that day, some people came to that place with guns, and the whole place was scattered. So the emergence of a consensus candidate was made impossible. And they went to primary. And the primary equally was attended by violence. I could still remember vividly that the likes of Adeyeye and Caleb Olubolade were beat into stupor. And at the end of the day, the Guber governor emerged as the candidate for PDP. Now, that's one for that one. What happened yesterday, we will give kudos to them that it is nothing but an improvement on what happened to the past. But at the same time, we should not be carried away by what actually happened yesterday. It's a means to an end, and it's a journey that is coming from somewhere. In a situation, in a circumstance in which the Cuban governor openly declared a support for a candidate, I think it's not a level playing ground. So on the strength of that, yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there anything in the rules that precludes, for instance...
Morally and ethically speaking.
Well, morally and ethically.
Yes, and ethically speaking. It's supposed to be the father of all. Even at all, we are going to give support to anybody. It has to be clandestine, clandestinely managed, not something that you come to the open for.
Okay, yes. I hear you. So what you're saying is that whereas you can't recall any particular law or rule that forbids it, but ethically, morally, you're saying the governor should be father of all. But who would he support? It's like everybody knows that an APC guy is going to support an APC candidate wherever he occurs. A PDP guy is going to support a PDP candidate wherever he occurs.
That scenario you are painting is...
Even, so in Ekiti, for instance...
It's not in sync.
You think?
With principle of of fairness, equity.
You think he's promoting that benefits of the incumbent advantage, the advantages of incumbency.
Yes. I mentioned something.
Might accrue.
I mentioned something which is sacrosanct, underlined. Governor Ayodele Fayose is supposed to be the father of all the candidates.
As the governor?
Yes. Even though there is nothing actually bad in supporting any candidates. Whoever emerges, whoever is in power, ordinarily, is supposed to be interested in who succeeds him.
Exactly.
It's power. I mean, it's a sign of good leadership. No doubt about that very fact. But in a situation in which that opportunity will be used to the advantage, to the disadvantage of the other candidate, I think it's not fair.
I hear you.
Yes.
If the theory you are propounding happened to be fact,
yes,
but it isn't. We don't know that yet.
We know
we have to get to that bridge.
No.
We have to get to that bridge.
No, let me say something. I think some people from the PDP Iraqi leadership came to Ado to talk, to reconcile, to discuss with the prospective contestants. And in the process, they were told that, okay, everybody, everything will be transparent. Over there, in the presence of all, the governor said, I'm in support of my deputy governor. He said it openly. I stand to be correct.
So you are saying that this is less than statesman-like conduct?
Yes.
Yes. That is statesman. Okay. Well, actually, just to let our viewers know that as we continue this conversation, we'll be joining our studio in Ekiti, where Ayo Ozubakun, the same, the one and only, world famous of journalists hangout and other political escapades, is actually standing by. In fact, Ayo, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Yori.
Indeed. As I said, thank you very much for being there, Ayo. What is the ground like now? By all accounts, a successful outing yesterday for PDP. Give us your overview, please.
Yes. The People's Democratic Party actually had a very peaceful exercise yesterday, and then the deputy governor actually emerged as the candidate of the People's Democratic Party. And as I told somebody earlier, that might give them a kind of a head start, because the All Progressive Congress, they have to get it right ahead of their Friday stated primaries. The modality in which they're going to use to conduct their primaries, we don't know. Three things there. We don't know if they're going to continue from where they stopped. That's after the 4 local governments. We don't know. It's not too clear. I'm expecting Governor Al-Makura back in town so that we'll be able to talk to him. And the second one, if they're going to start all of them afresh from the 1st local government to the 16th local government, and the Southwest leaders of the All Progressive Congress, they're talking about direct primaries. That is a situation whereby all card-carrying members, they will file out and they will vote for their own aspirant. So it's not a clear situation for the All Progressive Congress. But for the People's Democratic Party, Governor Fayose has been basking in the euphoria of, he went ahead, he went as far as even telling the All Progressive Congress that he's going to lend them Governor Ifeanyi Okowa to help them out in that exercise, that he can stay till Friday, so that Ifeanyi Okowa, and if you know Ifeanyi Okowa has conducted 2 conventions for the People's Democratic Party, successful one, and we're talking about the magnitude of convention that you have 36 states involved. So yesterday was like a piecemeal for Ifeanyi Okowa, and he actually showed the kind of stuff he's made up yesterday by allowing, by being a kind of active participant from the beginning to the end of that exercise. Ifeanyi Okowa was involved from the 1st local government. I have Mr. Jackson Adebayo. Jackson Adebayo is the public secretary of the People's Democratic Party here in Ekiti State, and also have Ishola Fakonda. Ishola Fakonda was an aspirant of the All Progressive Congress at APC. Ishola Fakonda actually, for reason best known to him, actually dropped out of the race. So let me ask you, why did you drop out of the race, Ishola?
Well, so many factors came into consideration. But the most crucial one for me was it became an incongruous, crowd of aspirants, and certain things were lacking as well. plus the fact that if we had to sit down and you're thinking about the Omoluabi ethos, I actually did believe when we started that certain people had no business being on that aspirant list, on that list that day at all. For instance, we have some of our bonds that shouldn't even come near it at all. And then what you saw that day was a lack of proper leadership that would have guided the process properly in it.
Did you step down in difference to who?
No, not in difference to anybody. I know a lot of people have linked me with Dr. John Kayode Fayemi for very obvious reasons. I served underneath him. And see, in actual fact, I have actually discussed this as well, that we should give him the right of first refusal. Whatever his decisions were, we should bring ourselves together as a family, as an Omoluabi set of people, right? That was the governor. He was defeated. The Yorubas will tell you that, but you see, we couldn't come round to gather around him. Yes, it was one of the factors, not all the factors, because obviously you haven't seen me campaign with anybody. I've stood alone on my own right. But because we didn't have the elders and the leaders that were supposed to actually abdicate. I mean, there's nothing wrong with exercising your constitutional right, but then you need to look at the broader picture, the party, the people, the rights that you want to exercise, right? How beneficial will it be for the state?
All right, Mr. Adebayo. Mr. Adebayo, sorry. The People's Democratic Party here now, Governor Dili Fayose said he's going to lead the reconciliation process. You will agree with me that Senator Abiodun Olujimi, she's a force to reckon with on her own in the Southern Senatorial District. Chief Dayo Adeyeye, Prince Dayo Adeyeye is also a big factor. And before Ayo Fayose emerged in 2014, Dayo Adeyeye actually stepped down for Governor Ayo Dili Fayose. Do you think the House is not going to be divided after this exercise?
Thank you very much. First of all, let me correct the impression that Prince Dayo Adeyeye stepped down for Governor Fayose. He didn't step down for Governor Fayose in 2014. He decided not to participate at a certain stage of the Congress. The Congress was going on by the time that he stepped out of it. So there is no...
Not that he's just stepped out. Was it pressurized by Abuja? Because later he was compensated as a minister. I thought there's a kind of arrangement.
He wasn't pressurized by anybody. He left the place based on his own conviction.
Okay.
Which we don't know. He alone will explain that. So he didn't step down from Governor Fayose. Governor Fayose won the election then square.
So moving forward now.
To this particular Congress, first of all, thank God. And we have one thing that worked for us, and that is the leadership of Governor Ayo Fayose. If it were not the leadership of Governor Ayo Fayose, we would have, experienced similar crisis. It may not be up to that of APC, but we would have experienced something like that. Because many other canaries will just be coming up saying that I want to be governor, I want to be this, I want to be that. When actually you know that you can't pull any string in the party. We have many of those people that would have come out that do not even know member of the state working committee or neither the party chairman in their local government, and they will say they want to become governor. People that came out, we discovered that those people that participated in this Congress are quality politicians, experienced one. People, if you take them to anywhere, any political space in the world, they will be recognized. And you see the performance. Everybody voted freely, peacefully, but the fulcrum of it. So there is no...
Not that he's just stepped out. Was it pressurized by Abuja? Because later he was compensated as a minister. I thought there's a kind of arrangement.
He wasn't pressurized by anybody. He left the place based on his own conviction.
Okay.
Which we don't know. He alone will explain that. So he didn't step down from Governor Fayose. Governor Fayose won the election then square.
So moving forward now.
To this particular Congress, first of all, thank God. And we have one thing that worked for us, and that is the leadership of Governor Ayo Fayose. If it were not the leadership of Governor Ayo Fayose, we would have, experienced similar crisis. It may not be up to that of APC, but we would have experienced something like that. Because many other canaries will just be coming up saying that I want to be governor, I want to be this, I want to be that. when actually you know that you can't pull any string in the party. We have many of those people that would have come out that do not even know member of the state working committee or neither the party chairman in their local government, and they say they want to become governor. People that came out, you discover that those people that participated in this Congress are quality politicians, experienced work. People, if you take them to anywhere, any political space in the world, they will be recognized. And you see the performance. Everybody voted freely, peacefully, but the fulcrum of the whole thing lies in the hand of our leader, that is Governor Ayodele Fayose, who managed this thing ab initio. From day one, he said, okay, this is my preferred candidate. You understand? So, you know, there is this parable in, or axiom in politics. If you don't have a father, you can't go further in politics. And some of us, we believe in him. So, and if you have a father in politics, you look at his track will be the speedy way for you.
All right, Ishola, looking at, he said something, he said all Jack, Tom, Dick and Harry, you know, to forestall a situation where everybody, you are experiencing that in the All Progressive Congress now, where you have 33 aspirants. You want to go to a war in the next 2 months, you want to go for elections, and you guys still have 33 aspirants. And there's a kind of seeming gang up in between against a particular aspirant. What do you make of this situation?
Well, I say that I'm on the same page with my friend.
Despite the fact that
you are from the same, what you see here today is seated
party.
Side by side is what will happen in the general election in the Ekiti state. I mentioned in Congress, and he mentioned something which is very crucial, is the lack of proper leadership. What you saw on display last Saturday was a total lack of capacity by a whole lot of aspirants. Look, certain people said they make Dr. Fayemi governor 10, 12 years ago. The same set of people who tried now to get him out. Some people actually picked up a form for 8 million naira. For me, it became 8 million naira worth of buffoonery. For you to have picked up a governorship nomination form, and rather than concentrate on the race, you're concentrating on who should and should not be. You're not the Constitution. If you've given him the right of first refusal and he turned it down, I remember very well pre-2014 in the PDP, with our revered Chief Shegun, they were actually talking about the right of first refusal. Himself, Dr. Lubolade, and President Governor Fayose. What now happened between then and then? The same principle, if we couldn't imbibe it, you now went into the primaries. No publicity in politics is bad publicity. The people that were mentioning, when Dr. Fayemi started campaigning about a month ago, but a lot of people have made him an issue. Who is Dr. Fayemi?
Some aspirants actually went to him to ask him, was he interested in that seat? And according to Bimbo Darabola, he said he went 4 times and he did not own up to him.
What has that now got to do with the fact that he picked up the form, you picked up the form? What has that got to do with it? A lot of them distracted themselves. If I had picked up the form, and I gave an interview once that I said, if I had picked up the form, do you think I'll be looking who anybody is? In fact, let me say, for the avoidance of any doubt, the easiest person to beat of the 33 is Dr. Fayemi, especially for people who had worked with him. If you had worked with somebody, won't you know all his lacunas? So why were they distracting themselves rather than just facing your own matter? What was their vision for picking up a form for 8 million naira? Was it to attack somebody or to win the race? I mean, come on, really, these are issues that goes deeper than just coming on the field. And the man that actually went there to disrupt that thing that day, I say congratulations to him, because a lot of people have actually hailed him a hero. But let us see in the future how he's going to explain his actions to his children.
Meaning?
Even you have to use your senses when you're doing things. You cannot go to where they're having a free primary and whatever was wrong that day, you could have stopped. There are several ways to kill a fowl. But you made a mockery of the system. put a whole lot of us to shame. It was a very shameful exercise.
Now, Jackson, when you look at Governor Ayo Fayose, a lot of people have a problem with their style in the sense that they feel that he's going to be deploying the resources of the states where you have a lot of poor people and everything, and to run an election. That he said, he even told me yesterday that if the Constitution had allowed him, that he would have gone on and on for 30 years. That is the kind of. Do you think when you have the whole Progressive Congress, the federal government, because Ayo Fayose actually was said to have deployed the federal might in 2014 when the Goodluck Jonathan was the president. Now you guys are the receiving end. You are the reverse is the case now. Now, do you think you'll be able to match up with any candidate of the All Progressive Congress?
Thank you very much. We have what is called federal might. All these federal might, they are all in quote. They are synonyms.
You guys, you are said to have deployed it in 2014.
Yes, let me explain something to you. We have people's might also. When you have federal might, you have the people's might is mightier than federal might. Whatever may be the federal might, if the people on the grassroots, the people are told, the power of the people to vote, to choose whoever they like, if it is resolute on one side and one
there's this mystery that the reflection of what Dayo Adeyeye had yesterday.
Yes.
He had 770 something votes.
Yes.
Whereby all the local governments, they wore Ankara, different Ankaras, in solidarity with the deputy governor. Yes. Ayo Fayose was unsettled yesterday because by the time they started counting the votes, he never knew that he camped all the delegates and everybody, he camped them in the government house. He never knew that Dayo was going to have 775 votes.
No politician can say that. So, and Ayo Fayose,
it was like a shocker. He thought it was going to be a kind of easy run. It was uneasy.
Ayo Fayose is a professor of politics. If you don't know, he's a grassroots man today. He cannot be shocked. The target of any politician contesting is to win election. It is not how many that makes you to win the election or the number of votes that you gather at that particular period. But what matters most is to win the election first. So he can't be shocked. He's a politician, he's a core politician that cannot be shocked about that. Ordinarily, we have some people that may betray. Some people may say that they are following you, and at the end of the day, you find them doing one thing or the other. Also, this is a secret ballot. Anybody can go there. Anybody can wear anything and go there with a different mind. That is human being for you. And we can, even in heaven, the same thing happens in heaven.
Is that not a kind of referendum against him when he can't, his so-called popularity?
We have many interest in this particular issue. I have said it at the beginning of this program, that some of us will choose him as our father. Why some people believe that if it is Adeyeye, that is when they can get their own. If it is Olujimi, that's when they can get their own. If it is this and person. This is the yardstick. There cannot be referendum in politics. One thing I want to assure you as a party is this. From today on, all of us have become one family again. From today on,
wish that
immediately we finish
I'll reach out to Dayo and ask his impression.
You can never see anybody complaining. Have we ever seen anybody complaining? And in a system whereby the complaint is totally unavailable or unneeded or necessary, then definitely you know that is a sanitized system, and that has paid us now. And that is why you are seeing now everybody are enjoying ourselves. And I can assure you that all these leaders will meet any moment from now, and you see them, the PDP will
Ishola, what do you make of the Tower of Babel called APC in Ekiti State? 33 aspirants, and
no, don't call it.
At the end of the day, do you think you guys are ready for election in 2 months?
Don't call Ekiti a Tower of Babel.
As in APC in Ekiti State.
APC. What happened was just unfortunate, right? I mean, I have to say that I commend the PDP for what they did yesterday. It was fantastic. It's fantastic in the sense that it sends a good signal to our children that we're not a state of anything goes, right? On Friday, I'm appealing to the Central Working Committee of the APC, right? Let all the aspirants come on the field on Friday. Let everybody cast their ballot. Let us find out who wins first. The APC chose their candidate yesterday. They have a head start. The PDP chose their candidate yesterday. They have a head start. What does that amount to? It's a race. It is when you get to the finishing line that you know who wins. Congratulations, because they've been able to do that. But you have to understand, now, federal might, it's not something I'm comfortable to even talk about, because the truth of the matter is the truncated exercise of the APC wasn't so different from what the PDP were doing as well. It was there, very clear for everybody to see. Peradventure, what you saw, my good brother, Prince Adeyeye, what he did yesterday was a dint of hard work. That was what I referred to earlier on when I was actually talking about the lack of capacity on the part of a whole lot of the aspirants in the APC. Because the truth of the matter is, if Dr. Adeyeye Prince Adeyeye was busy distracting himself and fighting Fayose and fighting Eleka, nobody would have believed he would perform that much. So when we're going into it, there's no Tower of Babel. We're going to have our primaries on Friday. Lessons learned, embarrassment taken in. A candidate will emerge. Let all the, I still have aspirants calling me this morning, asking us to work together. Why would you be calling anybody and asking them to work with you in the space of 2 days? If you've done your work, let everybody focus. If all you want to do is attack an aspirant, then let us know that that is what you're doing. But we in the APC, lessons learned. We need a candidate, and we need that candidate on Friday, moving forward. Unfortunately, anyway, let's leave the issue of appeal, because there's no time. We have to file the returns to INEC. Do you understand that? So let us go into that. But what I'm asking is this. It is going to be very difficult for anybody in the APC that loses out to think that they can jettison the party at this stage. Could they work? You must stay and work for the same party. The interest, according to my brother, varies. So whatever happens, let us get to the ballot. Let the people speak through the ballot. Whether somebody is popular or not, let the people. As a matter of fact, on the eve of the primaries, nobody was even talking about Dr. Fayemi as a likely winner. People were mentioning another name.
But we're told that the process was heavily monetized, that the money changed hands, and it was like a kind of highest bidder.
I like the fact that you're mentioning that. You have asked all the big aspirants. How many of them have said they spent money?
None of them owned up.
Good. Whatever they want to say, let them say. All I'm saying is whether they spend money or not. If a delegate comes to you, so if I'm in Ado and I bring a delegate all the way from Uomo to Ado to vote for me, they will be going empty-handed. You give them inducement, you do this, you do that. Let them all come and sit down. Let the delegates cast their vote. Let us know who our candidate will be, and then find out if there's going to be a reconciliation process.
Finally, Jackson Adebayo, do you think the people of Ekiti would vote for your candidate in the sense that we're told that Ayo Fayose is owing civil servants? We're told that a lot of backlog of the salary has not been offset. That what's the magic? What can he do in 2 months? And we know civil service is civil servants are like the most vibrant sector in politics of Ekiti.
Thank you very much. There is no much time to waste on that, because the issue of salary is a general issue in Nigeria. The issue of salary, the basis of it is the economy, is the dilapidated economy that the APC has caused at the federal level. And because of that,
do you think the people will understand that?
Yes,
do you think that anger will not be taken to your candidates,
against
your candidates?
We actually sympathize with workers for not getting their salary as at when.
How many months are you owing?
I think the Commissioner for Finance will say that.
The last time I checked, somebody told me 8 months.
The Commissioner for Finance can only give you the details of that. But I want to tell you one thing. Because of the work that the PDP government, led by Governor Fayose, did in the Ekiti State, there has never been any government since 1999, since the day Ekiti State was created, that has ever performed like this. There is nobody. Think of all the dual road, look at the Adunolayinka, look at the new Java market, look at the flyover, the longest.
They will tell you that they don't need that flyover, that it was a waste of government resources.
That was what they said in 2004. By the time that he was constructing the dual carriageway along in Ado, they said they don't need this thing. But today, you see the effect. You yourself, you pass through this place would have been in chaos. If this flyover is not done today, who will do it next? How do we, before you can have somebody like Ayo Fayose to govern this state again, well, we will be crying to God God Almighty provide another person, a performer, architect of modern Ekiti State, like this Ayofayoshi. So based on this, people lost him. Some politicians, they used to believe that when they just say something, an elitist politician, the elite, they are the one that you are taking their words. Go into the inner core of the community.
Jackson, I want to thank you. Jackson. Well, a lot of people will say, from what you've said, are you giving a verdict that the deputy governor cannot take up from where Ayofayoshi stopped?
The deputy governor
that he might not have the capacity of your modern day.
No, it's not like that. I am telling
architect
you.
Of Ekiti State.
Yes, it's the architect of modern Ekiti State. And mind you, the deputy governor, Professor Kolapo Olusola, is a builder. He will continue to build on what is on ground.
You didn't say that initially. We were
praying
to God,
asking that he's a builder. He will continue to build on it. And more so in Ekiti State today, all these elites that I was talking about the other time, they are saying, Ayofayoshi did not go to school. He's also a schedule holder. Now we are giving them professor. Let any party come and match it. Nobody can do it. We will win this election.
We wish you can match the popularity of Ayofayoshi with any candidate that comes out of from your party. And a lot of people will say, what is Kayode Fayemi going to look for again after he has spent 4 years?
You see, the beauty of it is, I've mentioned something that you just mentioned now. You mentioned Dr. Kayode Fayemi. People, even the PDP, have been campaigning for Dr. Fayemi before he declared his interest, by their interest in him. All their white papers, all their shenanigans and everything. There's no problem with that. Look, we're all going into an election.
I'm afraid we don't have.
Let the people speak.
We don't have a luxury of time again. I want to thank you, Ishola Fakunda of the All Progressive Congress. I want to thank you for being our guest today. And Jackson Adebayo, I want to thank you of the People's Democratic Party. I want to thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you very much. But I would like to tell people at home, let the APC bring it to us. Let Kayode Fayemi come and face Professor Leka. You know, there are
anybody that emerges from the
if
33 aspirants, anybody could emerge. Anything can happen.
Let them bring anybody.
Gentlemen, we have to leave there. We have to leave it there. And Jori Farlari, thank you. Over to you in Lagos.
Indeed, thank you very much, Ayo. I think we'll just go on a quick break and come back, and then we'll take it from here. Okay, so welcome back then, and thanks to Ayo for holding up the Ekiti end alongside Jackson Adebayo of the PDP, the Director of Publicity in Ekiti State, and Ishola Fakunda, political affairs commentator. And here we are in Lagos with Steve Adaramodu.
Adaramoye.
I keep on saying that. I'm so sorry. Adaramoye. Adaramodu is also another popular Ekiti name. Yeah. So, but yours is Adaramoye.
Adaramoye.
You know, thank you very much for being here. And well, we've heard it all from there. Well, not all, but you know, interesting. We got a lot of stuff in there. But for the moment, switching to the APC side, we fall out from the APC election. The NWC, National Working Committee of APC, has met for Ekiti and has said, according to Bolaji Abdullahi, the National Publicity Secretary, that the elections truncated are now cancelled. And you know, they sort of will reschedule it for the same venue on the 11th, Friday the 11th. But this still needs to be ratified by the topmost echelons of the party. But they were the people on the ground, and this is their recommendation. In fact, we were hearing, perhaps not officially, that privately, Dr. Kayode Fayemi had actually been insisting that the 5 local governments that had been concluded just be left there. But it looks like starting afresh would be go back to the very, very beginning. We'll see if indeed this is ratified at the topmost level of the party, I don't know. I sort of imagine them to, give it a nod. What do you see?
Personally, they know the best actually to do it. They met, locked themselves inside.
Yes, the NWC.
And deliberated extensively on the issue. And
including the chairman of the governor, who is the chairman of the whole election
and eventually,
primaries.
Yes. And eventually, Dr. Al-Makura.
Yes.
And Governor Al-Makura, rather. And they met, deliberated on it, and thought the best way to actually move forward is to have another, to start afresh.
To start afresh. Which some people said yesterday would be unfair if they indeed went that way.
Actually, when you look at what really happened over there, it's on public, notice, it's in public domain. What actually happened on that very day. We saw a situation in which talks came in, scattered the ballot box and everything. And when you look at what actually transpired on that very day, I don't see any way in which the voting wouldn't have been tampered with.
Yeah.
The ballot papers, they were scattered all over the place. So there is no, and there was no counting. If there was no counting, there's no way. Actually, they could effectively and effectually and rationally and justifiably start from where they stop on that very day.
Okay.
I think the best thing in the circumstance is to start afresh.
Okay. Well, I did, note these points that you have just raised yesterday, but still, people thought that justice.
There was no counting.
This is the whole point. So how are you gonna know exactly
because
where you were?
We don't know whether those ballot boxes, those ballot boxes, those ballot papers, in whose custody were there? Were they tampered with or not?
Not.
Those are phenomenal questions, crucial questions.
Okay, let me bring in Mayowa in Ibadan. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you for calling in. Go ahead, please. What's your comment or question?
Yeah, actually, I don't have a question. I only want to make a contribution.
Sure.
Yeah, concerning the PDP primaries yesterday.
Okay.
You see, I want people, I'm not from Ekiti, but I want people from Ekiti to understand one thing. In a situation whereby when I was watching the program now, from the comment from the Ekiti said that Payoshe is owing salary or whatever. And I want them to know that this issue of the salary is a general mess.
Yeah, but that point was made, from Ekiti. The point you're making was made by Jackson Adebayo in Ekiti.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that, hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that, every state are facing the challenges of salary and everything, of the stuff.
All right.
But the fact is that Ekiti people should know one thing. You see, when we talk about good governance, can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. When we talk about good governance, the federal government has made an issue to the extent that every state, no state that will say that, okay, I'm from Oyo State now. I can certify to you that Abiola Ajimobi is owing.
Okay, thank you very much for underlining the point. Yeah, thank you very much. We really appreciate your call. He's underlining the point that was made by Jackson in response to the question Ayo had posed. Yes. That look, it's a general thing. Show me the state that is not owing.
At the same time, actually, there should be a comment about that.
Yes.
Bailout was issued to several states. What actually they made use of it? The direction, on what those bailout monies was spent, it's an issue that should concern us. It means the states that are still owing, they are not forthright. They didn't use the money for the purpose they were meant. So that one should be underlined. Any state owing salary, one way or the other, it should be condemned. Okay. The leadership of that government should be condemned. Okay. And I remember vividly
and that is most
when
states.
President Buhari made a statement. He said, I don't know how those people can sleep if money that was meant to pay the salaries of workers were diverted into other sources. He lamented it. You understand? So I don't think, saying that it's a general malaise is an unfortunate statement.
Well,
you understand? And it should be condemned.
Indeed,
yes.
Because that is not that.
Because the money was specifically allocated for that purpose, a bailout to pay the salaries of the workers in those states, and those money were diverted into other sources. So it's condemnable.
Okay, so
I'm very irrational and irresponsible.
So to quickly,
of any government.
Yeah, yes. But to get back onto the primaries, the wars, quote unquote, in the primaries. But actually, I understand someone is coming in from. Bobby in Jalingo. Good morning.
Okay, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Thanks for calling in.
Let me just talk straight on the point. What exactly is happening within the ruling APC is just unfortunate, and it's a very big blow to our nothing kind of democracy. But the truth of the matter is, if they don't get it right, Nigerians are watching. What is happening is just too bad. And it's only God that will save us. Thank you, Okoyori, and have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Bobby, for calling in. Going back to the primaries, APC one day, the day after PDP. Well, first of all, you can hardly compare the two different kettles of fish. APC had 33 aspirants. 33 aspirants. PDP had 3, reduced to 2. When Senator Lujimi said, to further democracy, she was stepping down for a day.
Yes.
So a straightforward race, even though there still is the matter that you brought up of how ethically proper is it. But we have these two guys, just two. I don't know.
In as much as I appreciate the fact that the two scenarios are not quite the same, where you have 2 candidates and where you have 33 candidates. But notwithstanding, when you are talking about 33 candidates, in such a situation, most importantly, I mean, in a situation in which you have the ruling party, that very particular party that is APC as the ruling party, I really believe that they should have been able to secure effectively and effectually that very place.
Yes.
With security apparatus.
Unfortunately,
so I'm of the view.
They should have been able to do that, but what they've now done, as you are well aware, according to reports, is that they've now put in very, very stringent conditions. They've banned anybody culpable.
And like I said yesterday, Governor Ayodele Fauci smartly profited from the chaos.
Okay.
Because
well, that's your thinking.
Ordinarily, if they have done their own something.
Yeah, that's your thinking. Because they messed theirs up.
Yes.
Ayodele Fauci and co. Now said we have to be on the best behavior.
Exactly.
Okay. Reverend Dominic, good morning.
Good morning, Yori. How are you today?
Great. Thank you.
Good morning, your parent is there.
Sure.
Yori, Anambra State is not owing. I don't know if there's anything against our side in this nation. Anambra State is not owing the one global salary. My own state, Imo State, is owing about 1 year. But with the monument, about 30 monuments standing in Imo State today, cost 500 million naira per one. But that's by the way. Yori, do you need a prophet to tell you that there will be chaos on Saturday? Where 33 PhD
Friday.
Friday.
For 1 seat.
Friday.
33 men.
Friday the 11th.
Okay, 11. Sorry. What happened last Saturday? Do you need a prophet to tell you that will be chaos? Why 33 men are standing for one office? I thought Ekiti is well educated to know what is right and wrong. And again, APC, I'm a member of APC, though without a card. But what they are doing to us is embarrassment. We thought we could see intellectuality in whatever we do in APC, but that is lacking. I wish them good luck on Friday.
Yeah.
If they want to do it well on Friday, I pray the master, the leader of APC, Ashwadi Tinubu, to put his own wisdom and technology to back up to these young men, to reduce it. 33 men cannot be a candidate. 33 men cannot be a governor. 33 men cannot be a president. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You see the problem now. APC took full advantage, at least the candidates the aspirants in APC took full advantage of this freedom to participate. But then they have the unwieldy number of 33. Nothing wrong with that. It's just unwieldy, especially when you compare with a guy who has a party that has just 2 or 3, as the case may be. But having said that, what APC might have done in the beginning, they now have resolved that they're going to do at the reconvened meeting on Thursday, on Friday, I beg your pardon, where all sorts of very, very stringent measures have been put in place. You know, those that can be banned that have been barred, those that were fingered to have participated in the whole mess. In short, all sorts of measures. Even phones will not be allowed within the venue. It's gotten as bad as that, you know. And well, as Reverend Dominic said, one just perhaps wishes the party in the state the best of luck, because it's not at all clear yet how it's going to repeat the exercise and this time come out whistle clean.
Personally, if I may start, I don't see anything wrong with having 30-something candidates or thereabout. I don't see anything.
You don't see anything wrong with 33 people?
Everybody is entitled to aspire to any post
exactly
in the country, in as much as we meet the constitutional requirement for that very position.
Nobody's arguing the point. Nobody's arguing that point.
Even though,
but
I would have liked to say a scenario in which the candidates, one way or the other,
were screened.
Even you look at the issue of the amount of money they pay. It's a way of barring some candidates.
Somebody was saying,
even though not the best of.
We had a guest on yesterday who said, after the 2.5 million naira, I think, candidates fee, aspirants fee, then Abuja, you know, took 5 million naira of them. So you're looking at 7.5 million naira for each of those 33 candidates. Anyway, let me just bring on Mazi Okorafor. Thank you for your patience.
Good morning, Sayori. Good morning, our guest.
Good morning, thank you.
Sayori, I commend the government at least they tried the Okowa committee. At least the delegates they tried to follow them and the Okowa them. Now the issue now is that come Friday, this election we are talking about, like what Reverend Dominic said. You see, when you come up into the, you are not looking at the election coming up on Friday. You see, are we talking about politics of commotion and confusion? Because that is something candidate is very, very big. Because what I'm saying that is very big, but what are they looking for? Is it not for the betterment of the Ekiti people? Can they marry themselves at least 2 or 3 or 5 candidates for this coming election? Because if you look at the number itself and look at the crowd, the same crowd going to vote for the party, how would they coordinate? And look at the local government, the zones they are coming. They should think and know that which zone is supposed to be the governor of Ekiti State come 2019, this election. And how they should do it. Not that everybody, Tom, Dick and Harry, you want to contest what? Well, if they have excess money, there are many Nigerian students who need money to go back to school. At least they can use that money and pop into the school. Maybe go there and give for scholars. It will help us. That's what the president said in Lagos.
Thank you very much, Mazi Okorafor. Interesting question he asks there. What are they? Is it more than to go and become a servant of Ekiti State? Is it more than that? And how come people are rushing like this?
It's actually unfortunate.
So it immediately points to, before you continue, sir, it immediately points to the fact that it is much, much more than going to be a public servant. That's for the reason for people wanting to come into office.
The scenario that is playing out in APC is not restricted to Ekiti alone. Nigeria is still in search of leadership, undoubtedly. The kind of leaders we have, they are vampire, the vermins. You know, people just going into power, one way or the other,
Steve,
to look for...
Steve, to call our leaders vampires and...
I know what I'm just saying.
I know.
Why, actually,
vampires,
you could reduce...
they feed on blood, right?
You could reduce everything to a situation in which everybody is just going into power to amass wealth, nothing but short. You understand? And that is why we have the rat race. You understand? So on the strength of that very fact, in this country, you have servant leaders. We ask ourselves, you have servant leaders? Of course not.
I think servant leaders will be an academic point, so let's not waste time on this. Let's not waste time on it, because we know there's nobody wants to go and be a servant of anybody. I don't know. In Nigeria, let me just limit it to Ekiti. For now, Jide is on the line. Good morning, sir.
Uncle Yori, good morning.
Thank you for calling in.
To your guest.
Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, you know, on the issue of this Ekiti, I am very, very much interested in this matter. If you look at, I think APC should learn from the lessons of PDP in 2014. The challenges APC is having now was the challenge that PDP had concerning their primaries in 2014 before the election. And the interesting thing is that there are some people even in the APC list that are professional contestants that contested in 2014 under PDP platform, and now they are contesting under APC platform. Now the party should have done screening to reduce the number of people contesting the election to a manageable number. Where you have 33 candidates contesting an election, it's an invitation to chaos and disorder. Fine, everybody has the right to contest. However, parties have their guidelines, they have their rules, they have their regulations, and they are guided by principles. And if those principles were upheld, at least screening will have reduced the number to a manageable number that is manageable so that the party can move forward. APC need to learn from the mistakes of PDP in order to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling in, Jide. Perhaps one of the things that conceivably could be done by Friday is for APC to persuade itself that 33 is an unwieldy number and then resolve among themselves to reduce it to a preferred, a generally accepted number.
I very much think that one is too late by now. Because, like the last caller said, there will have been a mechanism put in place to prune down the number of the aspirants. And that will have been within the, by the party hierarchy. Okay. You know,
but you think they can still go
anybody that
and try
anybody that is in the race
to resolve the contest
believes
between 33.
Anybody that is in the race verily believe that is in the race
to win.
Oh. And he believes that is there that is going to win. You understand?
Very much like a beauty contest, where everybody who buys a form believes she'll be the queen.
Before you even mention a beauty contest, I wanted even to cite that example. You see, in a situation,
and you see people that cannot possibly win.
You have stages.
Okay, sorry. Yinka in Abuja. Good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Thank you for calling, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning to the guest.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I want to say in another perspective, the outcome of PDP's primary election. I want to contribute to the program.
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm saying another line to that PDP, the outcome of PDP primary. You know, my own concern is do we call that one democratic election? Because right from the onset, the government said we were going to choose his deputy, and that what came out. Me, I believe that primary was just to seal up whatever he had in mind. It wasn't democratic to my own point of view. If other person had done that, it would have condemned it outrightly that it was not democratic. Because he had his way. He managed to add his service. That's not democracy at all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. This harps back to the point you made at the very beginning.
Exactly.
That look, when the governor in any state endorses his deputy
openly,
openly, and states it, unequivocally, then you wondered how ethically and morally correct that was, even if there's nothing against it in the rule book. Okay, so that's the concern that that gentleman also has. But 33, you're saying that it's too late for them to take any corrective measures, perhaps.
It's too late. How many hours?
It remains to be seen. Because
less than 48 hours.
Well, politics is funny. They could come and get all those people together, speak to them, return 7.5 million naira in how many cases you want to do so. So you now have a more manageable, maybe even just put some profit on top. Let it be 10 million. Let it be 10 million. Okay, you guys, 10 million, and then now we have a more manageable number. Some of them, because you can't say what you said, that everybody is in the race to win.
Yes,
this particular race.
He believes that everybody that is there believes that is a winner, that is going to win.
Raphael in Kaduna, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Thank you for calling in, sir.
Yes, I've been listening to all both your panel from Ekiti and the one you have
in Lagos.
In the studio.
Yes.
In Lagos. My own contribution, what I'm trying to say is, what APC is trying to show is no imposition. And that is why they are allowing that 33 to go. It's a freedom of, the voters have freedom of choice.
Yeah.
So, like what the PDP did, as far as me I'm concerned, is a position. Because we all know who Fayose is. Who can challenge him? Nobody can challenge him. So, APC now is saying, okay, you want to contest, even if it's 100 or what, go and show. If you have the muscle, you think you can win, go and show it. That is what they did. It's freedom. That is democracy.
Okay. Thanks for that perspective. Thank you very much.
Just say, if I may just say, what I just said.
That's your perspective as well.
No, I will just see. Okay.
That's your perspective as well. Interesting. Well, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. On the one hand, it's unwieldy. On the other hand, democracy is there. APC, is a main supporter of democracy. Sometimes democracy can be messy.
Yes.
So here we are. This is what we have on our hands.
It's a situation in which we have dictator in democracy. You understand? You see,
we've completely run out of time. Okay.
Yes.
We've completely run out of time. But go on.
Riepu said something. He said, what is a sepulchre that is whitewashed outside, but the inside is full of rottenness. So what actually we have yesterday is not like a whitewashed sepulchre. This side is full of rottenness, most unfortunate.
Well, okay, we have to leave it there because we have to look at what we can see. And, as you have observed and somebody has observed from 33 might be unwieldy to some, but it is democracy to others.
Yes.
On the other hand, somebody has just also opined that it's little more than an imposition to have just two in the case of PDP. Well, that's again his perspective. So thank you very much, Steve. We'll keep an eye on this, and no doubt we'll be having programs on it running right up to the 11th, Friday the 11th. That's our program today. Thanks to Ayo in Ekiti, alongside Jackson Adebayo and Isholafa Kponda, who handled the first part of the program. I'm Yori Folarin. Join us tomorrow, please, for a fresh edition. Citizen Jones will be in the seat. Bye-bye for now.